presentation of ESPN on ABC.
Welcome to South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the top 16 Little League teams in the world. 10 days ago, 16 began, now 4 remain. South Korea and Panama begin our championship Saturday. It's the International Championship with the winner advancing to tomorrow's Little League World Series Finals. South Korea out to avenge an earlier loss in this event to the boys from Panama. We expect flame-throwing pitching and a pitcher's duel in this one. The International Championship game is next.
Rematch in what was one of the best games we've seen so far at the Little League World Series. Power arms have shown up today for South Korea.
Called strike 3. And he crushes one to right. My goodness, that one left the bat in a hurry. That is hit high and deep and out. And it's gone. Just kept going. And he did it again. Wow, a big fly halfway up the hill. Panama will play for the International Championship.
ABC's coverage of the Little League World Series, presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. 82 degrees and sunshine here in South Williamsport for Championship Saturday. 4 teams remain. It's all heading to the championship game of the 2016 Little League World Series tomorrow, and here's how we'll get there. South Korea will play Panama in a rematch of a game from a couple of days ago. Panama scoring all its runs on one big swing as they beat South Korea 3-2. Then later in the U.S. Championship game at 3:30, Enwell, New York. We'll see if they can beat Goodlettsville, Tennessee for a second time. New York won the first game between these clubs 3-1. Hello again, Jay Crawford. So good to be with you again from the home of the Little League World Series Championship. And what a scene we have here for Championship Saturday. The hill is filled, and we are expecting 2 fantastic games to get us to tomorrow's finals. Some quick headlines, how we've reached this point, and the early stories in this tournament were the superpowers being eliminated early. The defending champ and winners of 4 of the last 6 Little League World Series, Japan, dispatched early, and California, along with Texas, a couple of U.S. powers, also eliminated. Pitching is dominated on the international side. South Korea, so many strikeouts, and Panama with a flamethrower hitting 81 miles an hour. And for New York, it's all about the bats. They lead this tournament in slugging. They're hitting .366 for this tournament, and they will be very well represented here at South Williamsport for today's U.S. final. You see the drive. It's about a 2-hour trek from Maine, Enwell, New York. Jamie Sire now joins us on the hill, and Jamie, I can see Enwell, New York is very well represented.
Yeah, Jay, you know, one of the coolest parts about this event is the support that these teams get from their local communities, especially a community that is only about 2 hours away. About 6 a.m. this morning, 6 56-passenger buses loaded up and came here to Williamsport for this event. And local businesses chipped in to pay for the buses. They also donated water and Gatorade for the trip. Now, of course, that's only 336 people. They are expecting way more from that community today. Maybe 10 to 15,000 will be supporting their local team here this afternoon. And as you can see, a lot of them already here saving spots. They're going to be cheering on this international team, and then they will be in place as they get ready for that U.S. championship. For more on that, we send it up to Carl and the boys in the booth.
Hi, Jamie. Thank you very much. Such a unique setting this is, and Lamity's Hills, both of them, will be filled by the time we play our 3:30 game here in the East. Alongside Kyle Peterson and John Kruk, I'm Carl Rabbit. You just never know who's going to show up, and then you never know who's going to be playing in these championship games. But we had a chance, John and me, to do the Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship. And this team from Maine Endwell, New York, has not lost a game all summer long. A Northeast team playing for the U.S. Championship. They've been carried by 3, but it's a total team effort.
Yeah, it's a total team effort, offensively and defensively. But Michael Mancini's going to get the ball today in this U.S. Championship game. And he's already faced this team from Tennessee once. And he pitched 5 in the 3rd inning, struck out 13. You're going to see a good fastball that he uses, but he finishes most guys off with the breaking ball. He has one of the best curveballs we have seen here in Williamsport. But like you said, Carl, 3 pitchers in this Little League World Series is kind of unheard of to only have to use 3. If they win today, they'll get Ryan Harlows tomorrow. He struggled his last outing, and Jude Abadessa, yeah, all you can say about Jude is he can hit, and he's their closer. And he's not the biggest closer, but he is that for this team from New York.
Yeah, the other night he had 5 hits. I think he took about 8 swings, so he's been unbelievable. Meantime, on the Tennessee side, there's something unique about them. There's something that gets them to win games late. Maybe it's the manager-player relationship, but they too are led by 2-way players and the guys at the top.
And twins right at the top of this order. And the Jones twins have done so much to get this Tennessee team all the way through this tournament. First, it was Tanner, the catcher. This is against California early in the week. If that run scores, Tennessee is eliminated. That in the bottom of the 6th. Then we would go on to extra innings, and his brother Tyler would take it from there. The kids from Tennessee fired up. This starts the next inning. Home run out to center field. Would give the kids from Tennessee the lead. They would hold on to stay in this tournament. Zach McWilliams follows him in the lineup. The big left-hander has done this a few times in this Little League World Series. That a grand slam against Kentucky. That gave Tennessee the lead and brought them to this point.
That's our second game, 3:30 Eastern time. Meantime, the international bracket, and for years we've come here and we've seen teams from Africa. We've seen teams from Japan. We've seen others win. We've seen others struggle. Today, the power that is South Korea takes on Panama. And as the worldwide leader and formerly Wide World of Sports, when you get a chance to do an event that actually does have competitions and competitors and kids from around the globe, you realize how unique and how special this event is. And I mentioned those other countries that have struggled. Well, this year we saw teams from Canada and Australia do what we've seen from Japan and the United States. Power pitching, a Canadian kid who struck out 13 in the game. And then the Australian superstar Clayton Campbell threw a complete game, struck out 14. They respectively beat Japan and Curacao, 2 powers. One of the ideas is to grow the game globally. The other idea is to improve it. And Mexico continues to be a dominant team. Jose Leal, another one who did such a good job pitching. As we focus on our game today, John and Kyle, both of these teams have outstanding pitching, South Korea and Panama. And in the case of South Korea, when you think about power arms, which I just showed you, they may have collectively more than any group here.
Yeah, I think it's the best pitching staffs that we've seen on the international side. For South Korea, maybe there's been a little bit more depth, but whoever they throw out there, they begin to strike out. 66 outs they've retired so far in this Little League World Series. 53 have been via the strikeouts. You'll see velocity, you'll see great control, which we've seen all the way through this tournament. And they've only been scored upon in 1 inning, really on 1 swing. And that was against Panama, the difference. Now they get the rematch, though. And for South Korea, they're loaded as far as kids that are ready to go in this one, and they can go with plenty of options against Panama.
21 of 22 scoreless innings. How's that work out?
Helps your defense a lot.
It does help your defense. Maybe they need to play some defense to see how they'll handle that. On the other side, Panama did get that 1 hit, and it was a huge hit from an 11-year-old.
A huge hit, but, you know, Panama didn't come over here with any soft tossers either. They got 3 guys right there, all throw in the high 70s. Carlos Gonzalez, who can't pitch today, in the low 80s, equivalent of 105 miles an hour. But there's the power. You talked about the 1 inning that was scored upon against South Korea. Well, this was that inning. Esmith Pineda, big 3-run home run that put Panama ahead over 300 feet. And like you said, Carl, only an 11-year-old. So there's going to be some exciting things going on for this team today.
Esmith Pineda. I don't know about 11-year-olds in your neighborhood. Most of the ones I know, they don't hit it that far. 300 feet. Part of that power provided by these arms, and we can't wait to see it unfold. We'll have our first pitch and much more on the kids from Panama and Seoul, South Korea, as we get set for Championship Saturday here at the Little League World Series.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model.
Tile fake you out? Well, that wood in the shower is tile. That 1,000-pound brick island? Nope, tile. That pricey Italian marble? Not pricey, not marble. You see where this is going. This is the next generation of tile. And it's at the Home Depot. So when your friends start touching your new tile, you'll know, yeah, this tile's for real. Now get Montagna Woodlook tile in new colors and length. Just $269 per square foot. The Home Depot. More saving.
The Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great! And in part by the Odyssey. From Honda, official vehicle of Little League.
Seoul, South Korea, roughly 7,000 miles away from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. 3 prior times, a team from South Korea has come to Williamsport. Every time they've come here, they've left with the trophy. Approximately 10 million call Seoul, South Korea home. It's the capital of South Korea. LG Electronics, many in the United States. Familiar with that company? That is where they are headquartered. And they are a fun group. Let's get a little more on these kids and their culture from Marisol Castro. Hey, Marisol.
Oh, thank you so much, Carl. You know, we all know hard work and dedication is what got these baseball players to the Little League World Series. There is a secret to the team from South Korea. Kimchi. That's right. They packed Korean spices, brought them all the way over here because they said their diet is just as important. Take a look. Rice, bulgogi, kimchi, barbecue beef. Every night they have a traditional Korean meal. They've teamed together with some Korean Americans in and around Williamsport, and they know how to eat. And Coach said their diet is just as important as the practice they do on the field. And I got to tell you, chicken tenders and French fries over kimchi and barbecue, I'll tell you what I'm going with.
I'm going to guess what you're holding right now.
Absolutely.
I figured that. John Kruk's up here. He hasn't eaten much, so he's looking for some food, maybe a delivery from Marisol. As we take a look at today's lineup, brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 조준서입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 양의지 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 조원태입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 클레이튼 커쇼입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 최민호입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 김재호입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 최유빈입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 박병호 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 정준호입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 임창용입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 김재경이고 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 오승환 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 김무성입니다. 제가 제일 존경하는 선수는 유현진 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 김승현입니다. 제가 좋아하는 선수는 김재호입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 권세윤입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 추신수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 이준혁입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 야구 선수는 이치로입니다.
안녕하세요. 이유민입니다. 제가 가장 존경하는 선수는 다르비슈 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 박상원입니다. 제가 가장 좋아하는 선수는 강정호 선수입니다.
안녕하세요. 제 이름은 유정택입니다. 제가 제일 좋아하는 선수는 이종범 선수입니다.
Well, you had to get here early today if you wanted a seat on the lower hill, and now the upper hill begins to fill up. We're a little less than 3 hours away from the United States Championship game. You could basically expect most of that second hill to be filled as well, with many more watching in that southern tier of New York, and certainly down in the Nashville, Tennessee area. But our first game, South Korea and Panama, and you talk about another arm on the mound. The kids from South Korea acknowledged when Carlos Gonzalez was on the mound, they'd never seen any velocity like that before. Like, we don't have one of those arms in South Korea. And now as they're going to work on the front of the mound, we just saw that area of dirt that's been upset by where the spikes are landing. They're going to have to deal with another one, Joaquin Tejada.
Yeah, that's another one of those guys, and they've seen him for an inning. Joaquin Tejada came in and threw the last inning against South Korea. Fastball into the upper 70s, a good breaking ball. I think part of the things for these kids, they're not used to throwing on clay mounds. It feels a little bit different. Now we're going to go out and do a little grounds work.
Yeah, watch his first couple warm-up pitches, and he slipped, and he tried to move on the mound, so his landing foot was in a different spot than the first couple he threw. I mean, you see his left foot once it lands. You see how he dug it up, but that was the one he pitched from. He threw from the side to avoid the first couple pitches where the hole was coming in, and that's the last thing you want is for a kid to slip, Kyle, and possibly hurt his arm and be lost for this game. So good move by the team from Panama to get that mound dried up, and I'm still thinking he has a few more warm-up pitches to throw.
Yeah, or hurt a batter with a ball that slips because he slips. You don't want any of that. And both of these teams have relied on their pitching. It's remarkable that they're both here and they really haven't gotten much offense going because their staff ERAs, if you will, are both under 1. And obviously one of them lost a game and had to come back and win, and that was the Wednesday game that South Korea lost to Panama. Then they came back and beat Mexico by a score of 7-0 on Thursday. Everybody had an off day here yesterday. And, the idea is to get on the field, win as many games, don't lose, and that's what the team from New York did. They haven't lost a game yet. And obviously the team from Panama has only played 3 games. Their road here, they beat Mexico, they beat Australia, and they beat South Korea. If you're looking for close games, they played in 2 3-2 games, the kids from Panama. Looks like we're about set for Tejada to throw the first pitch. When he does throw it, he's going to throw it to Jung Takaru, who's the shortstop for Asia Pacific in this team from Seoul, South Korea. We got a chance to talk with both managers yesterday, and one of the things he wants his kids to do, choke up a little bit, get a little more relaxed at the plate, especially against some guys that throw it so hard. The third baseman is Carlos Gonzalez. He was the pitcher that threw it so hard. He's way in, obviously, at third base. And the first pitch is nearly 80 miles an hour. And again, for an equivalent, think about Aroldis Chapman, who throws 101. That's what that arm is capable of doing from 46 feet away. That's what it feels like. Not sure if it broke the catcher's glove or it just went underneath it.
I think it just the velocity got him there.
So we went from the mound deal, and now the South Korea coach is trying to instruct the home plate umpire about something that's allegedly being done by the pitcher from Panama. They saw something right away. I'm sure the umpires are aware of whatever that may be, so they're going to send both the translator and the manager from South Korea back to the bench.
Here we go.
Any guess?
Here we go. The only thing it looked like is maybe he was saying the right foot wasn't touching the rubber when he was coming home, but I don't know. Whatever he's doing, he's throwing hard.
1-1, and here's the next pitch. That one is bunted. A great bunt. Gonzalez field throws it. It hits the umpire, and that's a big break for Panama. Carlos Gonzalez charged. You think about how difficult it is to actually get a bunt down when the first and third basemen are about 15 feet away, and Rue did it.
Yeah, it didn't even leave the dirt area. And most of the time, if it doesn't leave the dirt area, the catcher will get up and make that play. But because Carlos Gonzalez was so close, the catcher gave way to the third baseman, and luckily it hit the umpire.
And Rue, who is their shortstop at first base, looked like he may have tweaked his ankle as he either stepped on the base or maybe got the foot of Pineda. Let's see. Hard to tell where it happens because the adrenaline of the base running prevented the pain, perhaps.
It'll go as a hit, and I think it should go as a hit. And the first game that these two teams played, the only hit that South Korea had was a bunt single. That was it.
And now Seum Kwon, who is the center fielder. And an interesting story, a couple of years ago, Seum Kwon couldn't hit the ball far enough to get it out of the ballpark. He's become perhaps their best home run hitter. He's got 2 home runs here.
Both of those yesterday. And then his third at bat, he came up and the coach thought he was pulling off, so he made him bunt.
Might do it again here.
Again, I don't know if we need to remind everybody, but because the pitching has relied so much on strikeouts, the defense actually hasn't had to make a lot of defensive plays. Throw down to first, and a nice job over there by Camarillo to make sure it doesn't get into right field.
I think this was the issue to start, is whether or not that right foot from Joaquin Tejada was making contact with the rubber when he goes to home plate. So we're going to start just fine. But this was what the South Korean coach was talking about. He does ultimately when he gets there.
Watch the foot in the upper part of the screen. That's live, and that one is again down in the dirt. I think he said he did offer at it, so it's a 1-2 count now. I think for people who are watching at home too, John and Kyle, you got to remind most that have little leagues or players, 77 miles an hour is aberrational.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
This isn't normal. Especially when you can try 3 of them out there that all throw that hard.
That one was called a ball. It's 2-2. A lot of pressure on the umpires as well, because, to be honest, they're probably not used to seeing speeds this fast. There's the pitch equivalent. How quickly you have to react if you bumped it back. The mound is only 46 feet away.
Well, get back to Rue, the leadoff bunt. How do you deaden a ball throwing 100 miles an hour?
I don't know. Well, he did it.
Yeah, and did a great job.
It's had a lot of things going on early in this game, from the mound to
it's the longest hitter and a half we've ever seen,
to a bunt, to the old issue on the rubber. Now we got some equipment going.
We got some talking back behind home plate. We've seen everything. And we got our shin guards.
South Korea story and their trek, which was, like I said, around 7,000 miles to Williamsport. It started back on Friday. They beat Curacao 3-0. Monday in 5 with the 10-run rule. They knocked off Canada. And then that Wednesday game against Panama with the home run. Yesterday we saw the win over Mexico and the 2 home runs from the kid that's at the plate right now, Seum Kwon. His on-base percentage is .692 this tournament. Joey Votto's is .435. Fouls one off. Maybe a good teaching point. If you're facing a guy, Nolan Ryan, John, we heard you telling stories. What do you do as a hitter to amp, prepare, get ready for that velocity?
Well, I'm sure none of the coaches that throw batting practice to him are going to curl it up there at 80 miles an hour. But you know, you just got to watch. You got to watch the hitter before you. Try to time it in the dugout. You know, the disadvantage is they don't have an on-deck circle to stand in time. They have to stay.
Kwon hits it on the ground. That's Jaramillo. Sarmiento to first. Oh, they call the double play. And if this is your first game you've watched, we do have instant replay at the Little League World Series. And I'm sure the team from South Korea will ask to have it looked at again.
Pretty good hands up the middle, though. Melvin Jaramillo is the second baseman. Good flip to Sarmiento. He's got a big arm. Can't tell from that one. From here, it looked like he was safe. This is the very reason that you have instant replay, and I think that it'll get overturned and it won't take long. Ball was hit hard. Jaramillo did a good job just to get that lead out, have a chance to turn to it.
But when you watch Sarmiento, it's the shortstop. He caught the ball flat-footed and kind of threw it flat-footed. You know, watching him in infield practice, and you've seen these guys play, Kyle, but he's got a great arm.
Yeah.
But when you're standing flat-footed, you know, he didn't catch it, come across the base and make a strong throw. He kind of,
I don't know if he assumed the double play and didn't come out firing, or the speed of Kwon was better than what he thought, or not as good as he thought. But it was, yeah, that's the right call.
Bang bang play at first base. Kwon on, fielder's choice, and that brings up the number 3 hitter. The big fella, Sang-Hyun Park, who's the right fielder. He has struggled, but you just look at the size of him. He's a great pitcher. He's 1 for 11 at the World Series, but he's 5'11" and almost 200 pounds. If he can get a bat on it, it could end up in the outfield without swinging. Oh. Just underway with the international championship game. Winner to play for all tomorrow. First breaking ball we've seen attempted by Tejada.
Pretty good pace.
Flipping right along.
Good swing at one at 78 miles an hour right on the corner.
And that's the issue. You know, when a guy throws that hard, sometimes you just have to pick a spot. Like, okay, you know, predominantly Tejada's been away, so you look away, but then that fear of here they come inside. Like the catcher Bernal was thinking that maybe location was being given. You saw him set up underneath the hands of Park. And then when the pitcher went his windup, he scooted back outside.
Bernal has all the moves back behind home plate. I mean, he'll dance in and out. He'll fire it around every base.
Manager Luis Gonzalez looking on. He's been here before. Says that experience has helped in terms of laying out the pitching and getting his players in the right spot. Next one to Park, a little high, and that's a walk. A rare walk for a Panama pitching staff. Gonzalez has looked around and he said he's been coaching and watching Little League in Panama for 10 years. This is the best pitching that he's ever had. And you're taking, again, pitchers from a population of roughly 25,000. Think about the town or city you live in. They've had some good pitchers. This is the best he's seen in 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's rare to see a team that has 3 that throw in the upper 70s, low 80s.
Go now. Let's go.
And the fact that one of them's only an 11-year-old,
he could be back here next year. Already hit a ball 300 feet.
Well, South Korea has got 2 men on. First one is in there, called strike. Jake Young Kim, the third baseman, 2 for 6. He's hit a home run here in Williamsport. It seems like the Panama coaching staff, a lot of communicating with the players on the field and the pitcher.
It can't be good for the pitcher, Tejada. You know, he can't get in any rhythm whatsoever.
The 0-1. Way wide, good catch behind the plate from Bernal.
Seems like every time someone comes and talks to him, he casts one wide. And he did walk 5 guys in his start, 5 and a third innings, 5 walks. So you'd like to see him just leave him alone and get in a rhythm.
He struck out 11 in that game. A 1-1 to Kim with 2 on as we're just underway, and he hasn't been able to find that breaking ball yet.
Everything so far, I mean, even in down counts, has been trying to hit a corner, and everything has been on the outside part of the plate. Kid throwing this hard, there's nothing wrong with sitting down the middle right at the beginning just to try to pump one in there.
17 pitches, only 8 strikes, so 1 more ball than strike as the manager has run out to talk to him. It's certainly been a bumpy start, and I think you get the impression now that you're in the championship game, there's no margin for error, and they really, both of these teams want to win this game badly. There's a great sort of debate that goes on internally. If you're a United States team, what's more important, winning the United States championship or the whole thing? International side, whole thing, or being the best team not from the United States? It feels like the way it plays out, ideally you talk winning the championship Saturday, and then you're really like, wait, we can win the whole thing on Sunday. Let's go do that too.
And I think both coaches are I'm going to try to be nice here, but there's a lot of coaching going on in this game, and the athletic ability seems to be, we're going to take that away from you right now.
2-1 ground ball to short. Sarmiento flips for one. That's all they'll get. But they get 2 outs now. Well, we talk a lot about the pressure that the kids feel. You think the coaches feel a little pressure too?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But Crucky's right. I mean, I think one of the hardest things, and it's not just here, like it's at any level, when the stage gets bigger, sometimes there's some overcoaching that goes on instead of just saying, all right, boys, go do what you continue to do. Worked out pretty well up to this point. Rhythm's pretty important in this game, especially when you're standing on the mound
and playing defense too. Yeah. You're standing out there for 15-20 minutes, and every pitch there's someone telling him something. After a while, it's like throw a strike.
Grab and throw it that way.
Throw it as hard as you can and throw a strike. There you go.
Yu-Bin Choi. This is a big at bat in this game, only because both of these teams have shown they don't give up many runs. Choi is the pitcher for South Korea. One of the things you see all the time at the World Series, pitchers who help themselves offensively. Ball. Choi is going to try to do that right now. He is hitless, and the runner goes down to second. He's in a rundown. Keep an eye on the runner at third, coming home. He is safe at home. Seom Kwon read it beautifully, and South Korea scores without a hit. It's another thing you see a lot of at Little League. Runner on first, runner on third. Let's see if we can get him throwing the ball around the infield.
Yeah, watch this play right here. Once you throw it back to the pitcher, you still have to keep your head on, your head up. He kind of caught it, dropped his head. The runner on first, of course, running. But look where the third base coach is down there, almost into the dirt. And he was told by the third base umpire, you need to stay in the box.
Well, it's a game where one might seem like a lot.
Yep.
South Korea's got the first one.
Very animated third base coach for South Korea.
That was a perfectly executed defensive slide down the third baseline.
Hee-Soo-Ji is the manager of this team. That one back up the middle, underneath the glove of Sarmiento. And South Korea, who hasn't been able to generate a lot of offense, now has a couple men on in their second hit of the inning.
Hey, watch how far he gets down the line here. Look, he's telling him run, run, run. Well, you know what? If you're going to go, I'll go with you. And luckily, he almost touched him and pushed him, which would be,
we've seen that here,
an interference on the coach. I think what he said there was hit one in the gap so I can score two.
Yeah.
Wante Cho, the first baseman, 3 for 9. He told him to shorten up on the swing, a little roller back to the pitcher, and Tejada throws to first. But in a game in which runs feel like they're going to be hard to come by, South Korea gets the first one. Panama comes to the plate when we come back.
The $7.99 Monday through Thursday carryout deal. But if you carried out Friday through Sunday, you might have felt bamboozled. So we're extending the deal to every day and giving people who paid more a little payback. Like the Smith family, who got free pizza for a year. They love pizza. We gave Brad a date with the Noid. You're welcome. And we gave Rajesh a nightlight. Payback. Go to pizzapayback.com for a chance to get yours.
In Kenner, it's the capital of the Aguadulce district, a population of roughly 9,000. And you think about Panamanian Major League Baseball players, Mariano Rivera. This was actually the area in which Carlos Lee, the former Major Leaguer and All-Star, was born. As we meet the boys who are now down 1-0 as they come to the plate.
Mi nombre es Leonardo Bernal y mi jugador favorito es Salvador Pérez.
Mi nombre es Eduardo Betancourt. Mi jugador favorito es Mike Trout.
Mi nombre es Anel Calderón, mi jugador favorito es Mariano Rivera.
Me llamo Harrison Castillo y mi jugador favorito es Yacir Puy.
Mi nombre es Manuel Cruz, mi jugador favorito es Eric Hosmer.
Mi nombre es Abel de León y mi jugador favorito es Salvador Pérez.
Mi nombre es Carlos González. Mi jugador favorito es Johnny Céspedes.
Mi nombre es Benedicto Jaén y mi jugador favorito es Salvador Pérez.
Mi nombre es Melvin Aramillo. Mi jugador favorito, José Altuve.
Mi nombre es Smith Pineda. Mi jugador favorito, Mark Teixeira.
Mi nombre es Juan Rodríguez. Mi jugador favorito es José Bautista. Mi nombre es Tomás Sarmiento y mi jugador favorito es Troy Tulowitzki.
Mi nombre es Joaquín Tejada. Mi jugador favorito, José Bautista.
Y mi nombre es José Felipe Torres. Mi jugador favorito es Alcides Escobar.
And this now is an actual live shot down in Aguadulce, Panama, where they're watching this, and they're Canucking the guy in the front row over the head with those. They're watching the game live on ESPN3, and they've been having watch parties down there throughout the course of the series. Let's head to the mound. We'll find Yu Bin Choi. And Thomas Sarmiento, the shortstop, bats first. On the corner for a strike.
Yu Bin Choi has thrown 2 2/3 innings. He struck out everybody he's faced. 8 strikeouts, hasn't given up a hit, hasn't walked anybody. 1 star, 2 2/3 innings. Just another reason why this South Korea pitching staff is so deep and so good.
So 8 hitters and 8 strikeouts?
It's decent. That's your thing.
Doesn't get his defense involved, though.
Selfish.
It's all about him.
He must be a pitcher.
There we go. Starting early.
Sarmiento 1 for 7 at the tournament. On the corner, nice job, as Choi now has faced 9 in the tournament and struck them all out.
Not wasting any time right here. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs, all over for a strike. The last you could see the major league equivalent up to 100 miles an hour. That one just pumped right down the middle for strike 3.
Manager of this team is in his first year. He was appointed. He's got some arms to play with as Leonardo Bernal looks at another strike.
And we saw the same thing yesterday from Park. They pound the outside part of the plate.
Went down a little bit in the first ball. Pressure, not much on the South Korea team. They have a translator who's been with them every time they've been here, so he's really kind of put in perspective what this is all about. And that's not to diminish the experience, but they kind of knew what to expect. There you see a little slip from Choi on the mound.
That's a second pitch he's thrown that he's looking in the dugout. He's trying to get the dirt out of the mud out of his cleats.
I think the tougher thing, you got metal spikes on thrown off of a clay mound, it's fine because they really dig in, but they don't wear metal spikes yet here. So sometimes before there's a landing spot down there, it'll slide just a little.
2-1 on the ground. Second baseman backed up. A nice play by Min-ho Choi. The defense did get a chance to make a play.
There's your defense, Crucky.
Yeah, there they go. And that. How's that looking?
Having kind of taking the sled lanes out there. The second hill's starting to fill up.
Predominant color blue, and you see so many people on both hills, and you can sit in the stands as well. One ticket gets you into both games. When that second game starts, you'll see the stands fill up for sure. Although I think you could argue being out there maybe a little more fun. First pitch strike. Carlos Gonzalez, the big third baseman. You're into the 3-4 guys in this order. And on the United States side, we talked about the top 3 in the order being the difference for both of those teams. It's really 3 and 4 for these kids from Panama. Between Gonzalez and Smith Pineda on deck, 10 of the 13 runs that they've scored, they've knocked in. And you got a 4 for 7, 571 clip going. Fair ball down the line, kicks off the grass and heading to second base and making it. Nice hustle, Carlos Gonzalez. He never thought about it, and I wonder if the left fielder took for granted he was going to stay at first base.
Yeah, you know, the reason why Gonzalez is safe right here. I mean, you look at the swing. He gets out in front of one and hooks it down that third baseline. But you know, when you're throwing from this short a distance, as they are, even though the throw bounced to the cutoff man, you got to let that ball go, because once it hits a cutoff man, a catch, a turn, and a throw, it gave Gonzalez a couple more steps to get in there safely.
Now their home run hitter, Esmeet Pineda. Breaking ball, kicks all the way back towards the pitcher. Ooh, that may be a big play there. For a second, it looked like Gonzalez was going to head to third.
The catcher might have been crossed up on that one.
Like Gonzalez may have tweaked his ankle a little bit, but if he's at third base and a ball gets by the catcher, you got a chance to score a run. You also don't want to make the third out at third base with a kid like Pineda at the plate. Away, here he goes to third base. And had he gotten to third base, perhaps on the prior pitch, they may have a run. You can see they're trying to stay away from the 11-year-old Esmeet Pineda.
They remember this swing.
And here's where you have to be careful if you're Choi to throw, throwing a breaking ball. You got to swing on the first pitch on a breaking ball. You bounce one here, and we got to tie a game.
Fooled him. 1-2. He threw that breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Pineda's got 7 RBIs by himself. And again, only 11 years old. One of the youngest players in the tournament.
Here we go.
Way outside, gets away. Here's Gonzalez, and we are tied at 1.
Crucky said it just a minute ago. I mean, this is where breaking ball maybe gets the out, but if you hold on to just a little bit too long, Junsei Cho, the catcher, trying to move the body out and get in front of it. Gonzalez can really run. We've already seen it already. That time saw it get away from the catcher right away, and Panama's tied it here in the bottom of the first with just 1 hit.
Well, you saw the pitch before that he got the swing on, and it was a breaking ball that he wanted away. He kind of left it up inside. He thinks, I can't throw that same pitch again. I have to throw a better one. And of course, when you try to throw a better one, it's usually not a good one.
Strikes him out. But Panama rallies with the base running of Carlos Gonzalez. We're through 1. South Korea and Panama tied at 1.
Hello.
How about the 12 and 13-year-olds' ability to make adjustments?
Pretty good, given that it's only been 3 days and they've never seen anything like this before.
Other than that, it's average.
Besides that.
Good pitch in there for a strike.
Look at the coach at third base. He gave him that stare like, are you kidding me? Get the ball down. Kid looked at him, he said, Coach, he's throwing 178. That's when you walk down, hand him the bat, say, here, you go do it.
That's a strike. First base is open. He can run down there. He's thrown out. Well, was it you who tells a story, Crucky, once of were you coaching when you asked the parents to come on out and you try it and let the kids watch? Was that you?
No. Who was that? That was someone we work with. Yeah. He had the parents come out and take BP. That ain't easy. I'll tell you this. To this day, I can't bunt and never could. And to bunt velocity, and you see the team from Panama, they got their infield in. I think they understand that runs are going to be tough to come by.
Maybe the designated bunter, Jun Hyuk Lee.
That safety squeeze has become more prevalent in Major League Baseball. Perhaps a team from South Korea is going to give it a shot.
Boy. Home plate umpire Sean Gilday, very lucky there. That catcher was kind of moving. He got the glove on it, but if he didn't.
Hello. Did he get the glove on it? It hit something.
I think he got the glove on it. Choi at third, waiting for an opportunity to score on a wild pitch or pass ball. And that'll bring the run in. The pinch hitter, Junhee Lee, delivers. And it's 2-1 South Korea.
These hitters from South Korea, too, just climb all over on top of the plate. I mean, the velocity they've already seen so far, and they're making a really good adjustment to it right here. Choke back, climb on top of the plate, gets one over the middle part of it, drives it out to right. South Korea retakes the lead.
Top two. Did either one of you guys had 2-1?
No.
I did. You just didn't. You didn't ask.
Oh, I didn't ask. Back to the top of the order. Rue tried to lay one down. It's fouled off. Rue, if you didn't see it earlier, had a bunt that didn't leave the dirt area in front of the plate and was able to beat it out for a single.
And the third baseman, Carlos Gonzalez, fielded it in the dirt. That's how close he's been playing.
Second baseman sneaks in and they don't get him. Their play is to have the first baseman Pineda charge. Jaramillo run in behind the base runner and they throw down there. It has worked. It also has backfired in a ball that got into right field. One to Jung Takaru.
There's a chance we can get a bunt up here, Kyle. With the velocity.
Stay in our lanes.
Yeah.
I will not.
Yeah, please do.
I will not move into your lane on that.
Thank you. Not that I don't trust your hands to catch it. I
just don't trust my hands.
Don't trust them at all.
2-2. We bunt. We foul it off. We're out. Pulls it back. Count goes full. So Tejada, who does have, as we mentioned, some control struggles with the 5 walks in his other outing. I wonder what's going through his mind. Down 2-1, 34 pitches in, only in the second inning, and only 1 out. Rue in the hole. Nice play over there by Sarmiento, who is shaded towards second base. He had a range to his right, pick it up and flip it to Jaramillo for the force out.
That's pretty good now, because Sarmiento wasn't playing in the normal spot, was pinched up the middle. Now watch this move. He's already moving towards second base. Now has to kind of spin around, backhand, and there's no time. I mean, you got to glove it, get rid of it to have any chance to get the out at second base, because the way that Rue runs, you're not going to throw him out at first. Big second out right there, and a good play by Sarmiento.
And you think about where Jaramillo has to play with all the bunts and the fake bunts. I mean, we saw I believe it was this hitter, Kwan, that with 2 strikes turned around the bunt and pulled the bat back. So you got to be prepared for that as a second baseman. So. But here's the flip side. You know, we talked about the team from South Korea that's never seen pitching this hard. How many times do you think that Joaquin Tejada's given up, what, 4 hits in an inning and 2/3?
Probably never.
Uh-oh, Siam Kwan. It is back at the wall and over the wall. Oh, man. Eduard Rodriguez had a chance to catch it, and it ends up over the wall for a home run for Kwan. Kwan's 3rd home run in as many days.
And Edward Rodriguez right here in left field. You see Kwan. I mean, he knows he has the distance. He just doesn't know how much distance he's going to get. But Edward Rodriguez goes back to the fence right here. Looks like he hit, when his back hit the fence, it jarred his eyes.
Yep, exactly what happened.
And he couldn't pick the ball up.
I mean, think about that too. For 12, 13-year-old kids, first of all, I mean, rarely you play on a field that has a warning track, but he's probably never had to make that play. To where you go all the way back to the fence, you got to find the fence, and he just about robbed a home run. Instead, it's another home run for Kwon in South Korea with 4 already.
And now we'll see what Panama is made of after that play there and the home run from Kwon. You really got a good look at Rodriguez banging into the fence. His head moved at the last second. When he stuck his glove up there was no ball in it. He'll get his chance at the plate. Sang-Hyun Park bats now.
Ball.
It's amazing, this 225-foot field, how many balls just crawl over the wall, hit the top of the wall.
Oh, he was there.
It's all it takes, though. You bump something, your eyes start bouncing, and you lose track of the ball.
So what you're saying is you want to go outside in your yard and you want to play catch and have somebody bang you in the back as you're about to catch the high fly. See how you handle it? Just bump you in the back just when you're about to catch it. Park walked his first time up 2-1. Yes, he did. 2-2. Panama got 10 against Mexico in their win earlier on Thursday, so they're going to have to score some runs. Their other 2 games, they scored 3 and 3.
They are getting some good swings, though, and you know, when we were meeting with the coach from South Korea, you know, he mentioned that, you know, we're going to choke up and we're going to shorten our swing, and you saw it with Kwon. You know, let Tejada supply the power. Yeah. You hit it off the barrel, it's going to get to somewhere pretty quickly.
Ball. The thing that South Korea did, which I think a lot of coaches around the country can learn from, if you're not in an elimination game, they took that loss and spun it that, well, now we get another chance if we can beat Mexico, and then we can face Panama again, and that's an advantage for us. We've played them even though we lost. That's a big deal for us.
Ball.
Draws another walk. Little guy there. Tucker wants an autograph. I'm imagining that's one of the Jones brothers. Yeah. I can't see if it's 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think it's catcher Tanner.
We may have ourselves a pitching change here as we've moved into a territory that Panama doesn't want to deal with. We'll continue. South Korea 4, Panama 1, top 2 international championship.
Crabfest is on at Red Lobster.
Smit Pineda, who's moved over from first base, and Joaquin Tejada has moved from pitcher mound to first base.
This kid just 11 years old, 5'9", 137. He's one of their top arms and hit the big home run against South Korea the first time.
Runner goes to second. Park into scoring position with a big turn. The unpredictability of a 11 or 12 or 13-year-old boy. I know that the Panama coaching staff never thought they'd be down 4-1. Only the second inning, though, and a lot of thunder in their bats if they can get them going.
Ball.
Pineda misses to Jake Young Kim, the third baseman, who reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Kim's got a home run here at the Little League World Series. Another one by, and Park's going to go to third base. Now they're making some mistakes here that are costing them.
Maybe trying to throw just a little bit too hard.
Yeah, you know, you could say the catcher, you know, you need to slide over and try to block that, but When you're throwing that high velocity and it bounces, you don't have time.
There's no time.
Hey. 3-2. Pineda's a classic story. Back when he was playing at a 9-year-old, his coach in Aguadulce cut him. So this coach said, "Oh, I'll take him." That ball is driven to right field, and it is gone over the wall. A 2-run home run. South Korea now leads it big time.
All right, here we go.
6-1.
I'd say the kids from South Korea have made the adjustment to velocity because they still seem plenty, but today 75 miles an hour right down the middle, and Jae-kyung Kim, second home run of the inning for South Korea.
His second home run here at the Little League World Series. They've gotten to Tejada and now Pineda. Yu-bin Choi. Slow one with some spin on it. Nice job by Jaramillo over there at second base. Well, they do with 2 homers. They get 5 in the inning. This presentation of the Little League World Series continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Everybody heads up country.
You and a player.
And I think we've learned a heck of a lot together. That's gold history, boys. Have fun.
From 16 down to 4, and how many Little League World Series will that guy get a chance to enjoy? Just having a blast as we wrap up summer, and we're doing it in style here at the Little League World Series. The Little League Grow the Game grant program created to provide local Little Leagues the resources they need for general improvement and to expand or establish Little League softball, challenger divisions, and urban initiative programs. For more information, we invite you to visit littleleague.org/grow the game. We're at Lamadi Stadium, one of 2 stadiums that operate here during the World Series, the other Volunteer Stadium. South Korea has opened it up. They're up by 5. They get 5 in the second inning, as Joaquin Tejada will bat for the first time. Just about locked that Tejada hasn't come to the plate for the first time in a game that he started and been down 6-1.
Maybe a game that anybody started.
And that's the only thing you can tell your kids, Carl, in this situation. You know, we got 15 outs. We have to score at least 5 runs in our next 15 outs. So there's plenty of time.
0-2. Whoa, called strike 3. That one looked a little high. And Tejada is gone.
Yu-bin Choi's been filling the strike zone up. When you do that, maybe you get a little bit more. 0-2 fastball. I think he's trying to throw this one up and out of the zone, but gets the call. That's the 3rd strikeout already for Yu-bin Choi. 3 of the 4 outs for South Korea have been via the strikeout.
Working on the cleat out there. Second base, going to tie it up.
Double knot.
You go underneath the cleat, or you just double knot it?
I was just working hard to tie it, I think, when I was
just
12.
Figure that out. Still got some work to do. I tell you one thing, trying to tie a shoe with like a clock on you or all these eyes on you,
pressure.
That's pressure.
Going one flap down. Nope, never mind.
Because you're trying real hard to do it quick, and then the fingers get in the way. Edward Rodriguez with 1 out. Maybe there'll be a little more freedom in the at-bats for the kids from Panama. Down by 5, swing the bat a little bit.
Yeah, pressure's off now.
Would think a little bit more so.
Free and easy. And they need to take the approach that the team from South Korea is taking. Shorten up. Let the velocity of the pitcher take the ball.
A lot of fans that have filled the lower hill, and neither of the 2 home runs got there. They just eked over the wall 225 feet away onto that dirt track that surrounds this field. Another strikeout, 4th one for Yu-bin Choi. It's not like those homers you know, were hit 300 feet. You can see that dirt track there. That's where they both ended up. Also known as the bullpen.
Carl, they both count the same.
They sure do.
Yeah.
Love that umbrella, the baseball umbrella. That's a good one. Protection from the sun. We got the blanket there. And there's a whole beach aspect to this where you lay your blanket out, get your chair there. Now we got umbrellas working. Instead of looking out at an ocean, you're looking out at a Little League baseball field. Abel De Leon will bat, and he'll take a hack at it and foul it off. Three of the players on this team had brothers who played in Williamsport for Panama back in 2013. Abel Leon is one of them. Manuel Cruz and Thomas Sarmiento the other two. That one is hit and into left field. Maybe some coaching from his older brother helps him out as De Leon gets on with 2 outs.
Carl, this is, you see the swing, just short, compact, and really, Choi, that, you know, he's thrown a couple inside that he got swings and misses, but you know, he's setting up away. But now you got the fans from Panama. Give him something to look at now.
Here we go. Let's go. It's not like Rivera's on the mound. Mariano, who they know very well down there. This is a 13-year-old boy out there. We can get some runs. What Choi is doing that didn't happen the first game. He's not walking anybody. Panama walked 4 times in the first meeting against South Korea.
A little defense with that swing. Fastball velocity so high. Manuel Cruz, the hitter, trying to get those hands going a little bit early. Might have saved him from getting hit.
Cruz fouls that off. He's one of 2 now with De Leon. Cruz one of 2 of the 5 substitute players that they have who are required to get at least 1 at bat. 4 substitute players for South Korea. A little later we'll see the team from Maine, Enwell, New York. They only have 2 substitutes. They've gone through this entire summer carrying just 11 boys on the team. 1-2 to Cruz. Strike 3.
6 outs so far for South Korea. 5 of them have looked like this. It's kind of been the story all the way through this Little League World Series. Yubin Choi has been impressive through the first 2. South Korea leads at 6-1.
I've never had anything like this before.
IHOP's new Criss Croissants with 27 buttery layers.
Frosted flakes. What in 2 weeks it has been. You start with 16 teams from around the United States and the globe, and we end up with our final 4. South Korea, Panama now. And all those fans, especially the ones decked out in blue, waiting for the United States championship game between Goodlettsville, Tennessee and Maine, Enwell, New York. I think we had a fried Oreo. Yes, we do.
Got a few left.
Wearing the school colors of Maine, Enwell, and the Mid-Atlantic region. Not only did we go fried Oreo, we threw a lot of powdered sugar on there just to go.
Gotta use that if it's there.
Top of the 3rd, 6-inning games, of course, Little League World Series. And it's hard because we've been here so long, you lose sight of just how exceptional these kids are, how their talent level and their skill level exceeds most of those that you see at that age. Then you got to come together as a team. Some of them have been together for 10 months, others much shorter periods of time. The South Korea team wasn't together until they put them together for this particular event. Throwing a bunch of 12-year-olds together and said, let's get along and win a game. Do we have another one? Yes, we do. A long fly. Wante Cho hammered that one. did they make an adjustment. Third home run of the day for South Korea.
Uh-oh, we got one out there. We got one out past the hedges, Rav. So third home run of the day. This one reaches the fans. Sometimes on the mound, you give one up like this. All you got to do is turn around and look at your outfielders. That fastball's probably off the plate.
Right fielder didn't budge.
Watch this. Watch the reaction in the outfield. And all right, there it goes. I'm going to hang out right here.
Let's get a new ball in here and let's go. In fact, we're going to get a new ball and we're going to get a new pitcher. Take 3. We've seen Tejada, Pineda, and now coming in from center field, we're going to go with a lefty, Edouard Bethencourt.
Everybody, heads up high. Heads up high. Let's talk for a moment.
Right here. I'm going to say he was in the box, so it's a foul ball. Panama had allowed 7 hits in the first 3 games. They've allowed 7 today. As we look at Edouard Bethencourt.
Left-hander comes in from center field. I think now the biggest thing there is Joaquin Tejada goes back to right field. He can pitch tomorrow. Excuse me, Esme Pineda goes to first. He can pitch tomorrow if they want him to. Now we're going to discuss, make sure the hitter was in the box when the ball hit him. A lot of discussing. And left foot was still in the box.
We're all good.
We are all good. I totally agree.
How could you not be good? You get Carlos Gonzalez out there. He's got his arm around Edouard. Just kind of chatting him up. We're going to be fine.
We're good, little buddy. Grab it with your left arm and throw it that way.
3:30 Eastern Time. We look forward to seeing the United States Championship game. Maine Endwell, New York, a suburb of Binghamton, New York. Southern tier, Broome County, just over the Pennsylvania line. They'll take on the team from Goodlettsville, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Nashville, Tennessee. And between Goodlettsville and Nashville, they've become quite a power in the Southeast as far as baseball success goes.
They called him out, Carl.
They overturned it, called him out.
Overturned it, called him out.
I don't think that's the case. We still have Seoul and Young Kim in there.
The umpire came out and gave it that, which means out.
For him, that's a strike.
The foul.
Foul ball, see?
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Foul. Here we go. Down. Vamos.
There goes my scorebook.
Just an FB foul
Sterling
ball.
before that.
Another foul ball. Are you seeing things, or are you just?
I saw him come out, and he went like that, which is an out call.
Okay.
Raised the fist in the right hand.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's out. At least it has been since I was 8. And then he said, and then the coach from Panama asked him, "Wait a sec, what's going on? Why is he
said he was out." Yeah. Crux up in the booth. He's saying he's out. What's the real deal here? Ground ball to first, and he takes it himself. That's Pineda. We got an out.
Yeah, we're working now.
Pinch hitter Musung Kim is going to bat now. And all Musung Kim has done here is hit a homer. How about the bats today of South Korea? Kwon homer, 2 runs. Kim 2-run homer. Choi comes in, 2-run homer. Now we're going with the crafty lefty. On the ground into right field. So off the bench comes Kim. 1 pitch, we're good. We'll swing at it and get a hit.
Yeah, well, poor Edouard Bethencourt. You know, you're following 2 guys thrown in the mid to upper 70s. So this has got to be, for the hitters for South Korea, this has got to be like batting practice right now, like a day off.
Ball.
Jun-So Cho, and they have 8 hits. They've got 15 at bats. 8 for 15, 3 home runs today.
Ball.
And the anticipated pitching duel hasn't really developed here at all. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Well, one did.
And one, that's just not a duel.
No, you'd think you need two.
It's like you and a vat of chicken fingers. That's not a duel. You're going to win that every time.
3-1.
The whole tenor has changed. You can see that the anxiety and the hitters have certainly disappeared. Popped up. Catcher calls it and makes the play. Nice job by Bernal. He whips that mask off and he makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Maybe they found their guy. Little lefties get 2 outs in this inning.
Now, it's amazing what happens when you're throwing strikes. I don't care how hard you throw. Eventually, these kids are going to catch up to. There are a lot of pitches thrown.
Rue, he's the bunter, and he swings and basically gets a bunt. And now going down to third base as he reads that ball was dropped by the first baseman is Kim. And I was going to say that the third baseman's so far back. Rue's the bunter, and he ends up swinging bunt.
Yeah, he can fly to and off the left side. I mean, it's watch him. He's halfway down the line. He knows he's got to. Hit the whole way. He even pulled up on that one. And they'll run too. South Korea has 4 stolen bases in this Little League World Series. That's more than anybody else. It's not easy to steal a base in Little League, but they've done it plenty here.
Kwon is the home run hitter. Looks at that one. It's a ball. He had 2 yesterday. Has 1 already today.
I think with 2 outs, you might want the guy who's got the power bat going. Let him swing.
Hitting .500.
Yes, he did.
Checks his swing. Now they're going to get in a rundown. They'll throw to second, and everybody's safe. No advance from third. And I'm sure Tennessee and New York are both kind of keeping an eye on this game. Watch it later just to see what the approach will be against the winning team. That one was really close. You can see the Panama kids, when you're down 7-1, you throw a pitch like this.
Watch the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. I mean, he went out and he's shaking his head. And
2-2.
Probably not going to see that in the big leagues.
No.
Well, but
you only see it
they're
once.
12 and 13.
Yeah.
It's, you know, they're emotional. I'm sure they're frustrated. I know coming in, they never thought that Joaquin Tejada would get hit around.
Right. Hisu Ji, we asked the manager of the South Korean team on the corner, called strike 3, what his biggest joy was in his coaching experience. He said it was watching Kwon hit a home run, because Kwon wasn't a home run hitter. He's got 1 today, and South Korea's got a 7-1 lead.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Oh, it's so exciting.
Have you heard? I've been waiting my whole life for this. No, man, I will not be your friend. Sorry, thought we were vibing. On September 23rd.
I want a baby brother.
Watching the game in Panama and certainly enjoying the sunshine here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We're on the hill and we're on the field. Our Honda game summary shows a big 5-run second inning. South Korea, they get 2 two-run home runs and are on their 3rd pitcher from Panama. On the other side, Yubin Choi has been outstanding. He's given up just 2 hits. Panama's got to figure out a way to get some guys going here. 5 strikeouts in the game for Choi. New York, Tennessee, 3:30 Eastern Time. right here on ABC for the United States Little League World Series Championship. Harrison Castillo is going to bat. A little late on that one.
How close he is to home plate.
He's good.
I'm not sure he's actually in a batter's box.
Yeah, catcher asked about it.
Ball.
I just think the whole different approach at the plate is giving South Korea the advantage. You're short, quick to the ball. See the kids from Panama, especially Harrison Castillo right here, just standing on top of the plate, opening up that front hip early and trying to hit a 6-run homer with no one on base.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
So I think it's impossible.
Especially for a kid whose favorite subject in school is math, because he does well with numbers. I'm sure he would come up and confirm you can't hit a 6-run homer with no one on base.
Strikeouts just keep piling up for South Korea. 6 of 7 outs, 59 to 73 so far in this tournament.
Say that again?
Yep, that's lots.
Telling you, I could have been a Gold Glover.
Benedicto Hahan pulls that front foot out. This is again one of those situations where got someone up there who hasn't seen perhaps velocity like this. Although I imagine in Little League he's facing these kids, but
probably just from his own guys.
May not enjoy it very much.
The thing is, though, he knows his own guys. A little bit of comfort in that.
Bebo's his nickname, and his dad taught him basically everything there is to know about baseball. Started at 5 years old. His dad's name Benedicto, just like his son's. Seven strikeouts. All the excitement of this Little League World Series, including scores, stats, highlights, and more, can be found at LLBWS.org or follow along on social media with the hashtag LLWS. Luis Gonzalez told us an interesting story about the catcher yesterday, who's now at the plate, Leonardo Bernal. The whole concept of trying to catch these kids that throw it so hard wasn't like his first choice. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go do that and really love it. There's a lot of practice that went into it. Think about your reaction time, how quick you have to be when you haven't really done it before. And all of a sudden it's coming in at 80.
It's not fun to catch at this age. You get beat up a little bit, especially when guys are throwing this hard.
Bernal a little old school though. He goes no gloves at the plate, no batting glove.
No gloves.
One flap down. Don't need any elastic.
Bernal's the most emotional kid on the team, and he's a little frustrated now that he's down 0-2 and 7-1. And he knew it. Like, yep, I'll approve of that pitch. I mean, I didn't like it, but I approve of it. 8 strikeouts in the game for South Korea. This presentation of the Little League World Series continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Real coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Volunteer Stadium empty. It's been busy all week. On the right-hand side of the screen, that's Lombardi Stadium, which is about 2 hours away from Endwell, New York. The main Endwell baseball team and all of its fans showing up. 6 busloads, and arguably a couple more have made their way down Route 81. It's just really a couple of roads from main Endwell to this piece of Nirvana. The Mid-Atlantic champions and Goodlettsville, Tennessee up next. Center field. This one is playable for Torres, who's there, and he makes the catch as Sang-Hyun Park flies out. Think about this team from South Korea. They lost to Panama on Wednesday. That was the first loss they've ever had at the Little League World Series. And while the kids may not connect with teams from the past, the idea that every time they make that 7,000-mile jaunt,
yes, he did.
They've gone home with a trophy, and it appears as if they're on their way to again playing for a Little League World Series title.
Yeah, they seem to get a little angry with that one loss. Been swinging the bats really good. Yesterday against Mexico, not today. Against his team from Panama.
14 runs in those 2 games already.
And, you know, Mexico threw their best pitcher at him yesterday, Victor Juarez, and they hit him around pretty good.
Bernal wasn't really waiting for anything. I think he heard the strike call, so he threw it down to first.
Strike ball. We're going to throw it around anyway, just in case.
I think the team from South Korea might want to start thinking about that, just so kids can get used to the feel of the ball. They don't
just throw it around.
Yeah, just throw it around after ball 1.
They get 9 outs, and 8 of them come
away
from the strikeout. Choi, that could be trouble. Into the corner it goes, and Choi is running to second base, picks up his coach, and will stop there. So Yoo-Bin Choi with a single and a double today. He's 2 for 3, and he's also got 8 strikeouts on the mound.
Yeah, and he came into this game 0 for 10 in the Little League World Series. 2 big hits.
It's tough to field it when it rolls right out of the field of play. 2 runs on Wednesday, and all of a sudden they got 7 big ones today.
A little different.
It's amazing that the coach talked about it. We choked up a little bit. We kind of wanted them to relax in the box, and it's resulted in those numbers. Wante Choi homered in the 3rd. He got handcuffed on that one.
Well, that's sometimes the issue when you stand that close to the plate. We saw the home run, how he ball was away, but it was even off the plate away. But because of how close he stands to the home plate, you know, he can reach that pitch.
Good job. Edouard Betancourt mixed up the speeds a little bit. Pump that fist a little bit. Let's get some runs here. Panama down 7-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th.
Going to the skate park today?
Maybe.
You can make it great.
Of the Little League World Series, and a dominant pitching performance so far from South Korea's Yoo-Bin Choi.
Yoo-Bin Choi so far, we got 9 outs, 8 have come via the strikeout and everything on the fastball. Once location early on, it was away, away, away. Then when he gets ahead, showing the ability to elevate it, and there haven't been too many adjustments so far. It's tough to catch up to velocity. The fastball's been into the mid-70s from pitch number 1 tonight from Yoo-Bin Choi. It's been the story of this tournament for South Korea, the strikeouts. 8 of them through 3 innings today for Yoo-Bin Choi. And for the team, they have not allowed a run in 23 of the 25 innings. The only team that scored on them has been Panama. 1 on a 3-run home run, and they pushed 1 across in the first here.
So Choi takes back to the mound, the 5'9", 158-pounder. Age 13. 81% of his pitches have been strikes. There's another one, and that one goes foul. Foul! When he's not playing baseball, Yoo-Bin Choi likes to do taekwondo. He's also a runner and a weightlifter.
We have a lot in common.
You and Yoo-Bin. Are you 5'9"? He's 5'9". He may have that in common too.
Nah, I might be now.
To short in the hole, long throw. Out is the call at first. We'll see if it holds. Up here in the booth, Kyle was signaling safe. Down 6. Got to look at this one again.
Yeah, especially with your leadoff hitter. Yeah, you get him on, who knows what can happen. Kyle will tell you, you start the inning with one out, you'd have to think that you're going to have a successful inning.
We're good at math up here, aren't we? Better to get the first guy out than not.
Yeah, well, we can cipher.
Yeah. So help me out there. When you said you might be now, does that mean you've grown?
Well, I think I've shrunk. Don't you shrink when you get older? I don't know. Who measures anymore?
Don't you shrink when you get older?
Don't you?
We don't grow.
You don't grow anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think you'd stay pretty much the same. I mean, you're not yet at the age where I would think that would start that process.
Carl, you have so much to learn.
지금 우리가 지금 점수 차이가 조금 이기고 있으니까 이기고 있으니까 분위기들이 지금 당연히 이제는 이겼구나라는 생각들을 좀 갖고 있는 것 같아. 그러면 안 단다니까. 경기는 어떻게 될지 모르는 거고 끝까지 집중을 해줘야 돼. 0대 0이라고 생각하고 수비에서도 좀 더 집중해주고 끝까지 하자. 끝까지. 알았어? 예! 알았어? 예! 국민이는 괜찮으니까 타자만 신경 쓰고 하나하나씩 잡아야 서도 하나하나씩. 알았지? 예!
So he's going to be safe after they looked at it. Peterson's Hawkeyes up here was right on it. And the game, he said, just because we got a big lead, it's not over. Leadoff man on, and the big boy, Esmit Pineda.
Heard the South Korean manager out there just a minute ago saying, just because you have a big lead, we can't relax.
Dreaded infield single with a 7-1 lead. How dare you?
Punched out 8 of 9.
Yeah. I told you, don't let them field the ball.
Subtle reminder. Ooh, good rip there.
That had all the makings of coming up here.
Lanes, I've learned. I'm going to stand up just in case.
That one goes foul. Why do we talk about Esmit Pineda the way we do? The 11-year-old hit that home run against South Korea, and it was loud, and it went a long way. Check this out. Got the old clock on it. They're still counting up. 300 feet away. An 11-year-old. When do you think the first time you hit a ball was 300 feet? Baseball, not anything else.
Never.
Never hit one 300.
I didn't hit it much further than that.
What?
Best thing about your hitting was you were a good pitcher.
Yeah, there were.
Did you get DH for in college?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What is it? Don't.
Really?
Everybody does. Well, not everybody, but
nice baseball earrings.
You shake your head when you look at me a lot. Just in total disgust.
Set up outside to Pineda. And he rips one to third, to second, Choi to first. Double play. Wow, that was nifty. South Korea's defense, even all these strikeouts on their toes. And Kim finds Choi, who throws to first for the old 5-4-3 around the horn double play.
And the coaches for the team from South Korea were worried about their defense because they haven't been able to field many balls. They got to be very happy with the way that 5-4-3 double play.
Can't do it better.
No, look at how quick.
Are you kidding?
Well, if they can.
No.
So now we know they can catch the ball too. Wow.
That is a wow.
What's that?
I can't believe I haven't struck anyone out this inning.
I'll get back at it.
I have to get the bullpen up.
Starting to mix in a more effective breaking ball. He struck out 2 in the first, 3 more in the second. 3 more in the third. And to John's point, kind of need to strike out here to keep the streak alive.
Making his defense work too hard.
I think they locked in after the coach came out and said, hey, let's not take it for granted. 7-1. Let's turn a double play and get a strikeout. A 5-4-3 double play, and now 9 strikeouts. Scouting already. There are the kids from Maine, Endwell, New York. They're watching on TV, getting set for their game, which comes up at 3:30 Eastern Time.
Crab Fest is on at Red Lobster, so come dive into dishes like the new Alaska Bear Dye Crab Dinner with sweet crab from the icy waters of Alaska. Or try Crab Lover's Dream with tender snow and king crab legs. Love crab? Then hurry, Crab Fest ends soon.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. This is the Chevy Malibu. It was awarded Most Dependable Midsize Car by J.D. Power.
It looks great. Wow. What is happening? Oh my gosh.
There's a chopper to the right side. Korea has won the World Championship.
High pop fly, the shortstop calling for it, and they've done it. Korea has repeated as Little League World Series champion.
This one deep to center field, and it's gone. South Korea is the Little League World Series champion. 3 trips, 3 trophies. Seoul, South Korea. They suffered a loss here this week. It was their first loss ever at the Little League World Series, and they are avenging that today. Down to Marisol. Mary.
Thank you so much. You know, they said just as important as winning, it's actually bringing attention to the sport. After they won in 2014, the sport grew by so much. Pre-2014, they had about 20-30 teams in the whole country. After that win in 2014, they now have 60 teams, and that number grows every year. And I'm sure the appearance here, right now, is doing a lot of help for them.
Thank you, Marisol. No doubt about it. From the Major League Baseball Commissioner, Rob Manfred, to the job that the president of Little League International, Steve Keener, does. And that one is hit to second. Nice stop over there by Jaramillo for the out. And all the people in between, meaning the coaches and Little League volunteers and parents, the idea is to grow the game of baseball. I think we can all agree this year the field felt a little more evenly matched. Usually you see Japan dominate, and South Korea may very well win it, but we see those starting pitching performances from Canada and Australia. Got to feel good about the direction the game is going globally, don't you?
Yeah, and you get arms like that out there. I mean, it can even it out for everybody. We are I mean, every year too, it seems like there's more players from South Korea in the big leagues, and these kids see that. I mean, the game has always got a long history in South Korea.
Yumin Lee bats now with John Kruk, Carl Peterson. You saw Marisol. Jamie Sire will join us for our United States Championship as the on the corner in there for a strike. Teams continue to get ready. And there's the boys from Goodlettsville, Tennessee, as well as the team from Maine, Endwell, New York, playing for the United States Championship. The idea that they're hanging out that close. Not sure you're going to see the Cubs and the Cardinals do that.
Pre-game.
Little League, they do that all the time, and these kids have become pretty fast friends with each other.
And they look nervous too. I mean, go back and show the team. Look at them, how nervous they look.
Yep. It's the sign of nerves right there.
Yeah.
How'd you handle sitting on cement for a long time?
Myself personally?
Yeah.
Boy, you're trying to get me fired. But
here's a 1-0 to Lee.
There you go.
And he rips one into right. Cut off out there, and he's going to go for 2. Good throw will get him. And they got him. Nice play out there by Joaquin Tejada. 2 very good defensive plays by Panama this inning. I was surprised that Lee decided, I'm going to run here. The ball's right in front of him.
Yeah, you don't need a coach for this one. You're on your own. Great caught off by Tejada and a great throw to set the shortstop to get him.
We'll continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Jay knows how to keep his wheels spinning.
Nice shorts, Dad. They don't make them in adult sizes.
Food as we welcome you back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And we are certainly looking at crowds in excess of 20 to 25,000.
Yeah, that's where it is.
That wasn't even John saying that. We just got folks enjoying the beautiful weather, the day here. We want to thank the folks of baseball tonight, too. Adnan, Tim Kirkshire, who came out here. Aaron Boone, Jess Mendoza, they were out here all week celebrating the Little League World Series. Braden made a trip out here. It's amazing how every time someone new comes here, from Torrey Hunter, who spent some time with us in the booth, to the group I just talked about, always wanted to come to the Little League World Series. And yet seeing it on TV doesn't even do it justice. You know what it reminds me of, Joe? We've been lucky enough to go to Augusta.
Yep.
It's one of those things where you're like, I just want to go, but you don't never really commit to going. Then you get there and you're like, my goodness, this place is so much better than it looks on TV. I think this place is just it's just better.
For the record, I'll commit to going to Augusta Monday if there's an offer out there. That'd work fine.
I'll make some calls.
Thank you.
You feel me with that, though?
Yeah.
It is that way.
Stay by the phone.
Thank you.
Sure, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Amazing how we were talking about Williamsport, and it became a Kyle wants to play golf thing.
Isn't it amazing? But you know.
Wait. Noogie Central.
No, we're all right though. Thumbs up. We're fine.
And the old boys being boys. Yep. Terrific. Yay. Notice no parents are in the immediate area. 10 strikeouts for Choi as we hit the bottom of the 5th of this 6-inning game. Where else have you been sports-wise that has exceeded your expectations, knowing what you might be getting into as much as this place does? There's a line shot. Torres is aboard with a single. Maybe it's Fenway Park for some people, and that's where we'll be Sunday night. It's Eric Hosmer and the Royals. Got a win last night over the Red Sox. They'll take on Poppy and team fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Both of these teams fighting for a spot in the playoffs. We'll start at 7. Baseball tonight's Sunday night countdown with the aforementioned Adnan, Dallas, and Tim, also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN. I'd imagine Fenway Park's one of those places. You see it on TV a lot. You want to go visit, and then you're like, wow, it's better.
Yeah, I enjoyed going to Fenway the first time. Yankee Stadium, also playing there. Fenway, I was 0-for, so that memory.
Didn't like it as much.
That memory left quick.
But
the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City's fantastic.
We gotta get you to Omaha, Crucky.
I think Omaha is one of those places.
Get you to Omaha.
I would agree with Kyle.
Indy 500.
No, that's cool. Too loud.
Okay, scratch that one.
That one gets by. Torres heads to second base. Omaha in the College World Series is definitely one of those where you watch it and you're like, it just looks cool, and you get there and it's way cooler. Plus Peterson lives there, and that's like double bonus.
It's way up there.
I mean, his open invitation to the backyard barbecues.
It's always there. You guys never show up.
Never ceases to amaze the generosity of the Peterson clan.
Ball.
Poor Julie.
You're that way?
What's that? What?
You don't invite people to your house? You live there?
I invite them. I just don't tell them what the address is.
Oh, there you go.
They find it. We're good.
2-1 to Betancourt. Ouch.
Oh, man.
That hit something.
Yeah.
Whether it hit him or it hit the bat for a foul ball.
I think it was a glove.
Oh, the catcher's glove.
Yeah.
Well, he dropped his bat like a hot potato.
Looking for base runners now.
Yeah,
right about there. He's thinking he's getting hit. He's even shaking his hand. I love it. Nope.
3-1. Ripped into right, and it gets down. Panama picks up a run. Bethencourt, the 8-hitter, delivers a single and an RBI. That's why we don't want to fake the injury. Let's get an RBI.
But it's amazing. The two approaches in this inning have just been about putting the ball in play. They're not trying to bail and wail and hit the ball up into the people sitting up there on the hill.
Now we're cooking.
All right, get a lot to cheer about. Live shot down in Aguadulce, Panama.
I thought they were cheering about that astute commentary I just had there.
We can go back and see if they're sitting on their hands or they're clapping again.
No, we're good.
Maybe it's the fact that we're at 7, 8, 9 in the order, and they're not your home run hitters, and they are the guys just trying to get on.
Foul.
All those folks down in Aguadulce are at City Hall watching that game. They've watched several through this tournament.
Fresh water.
What do you guys think of John Kruk's commentary? John Kruk. Huh. Wild swing, first base occupied. Can't get two guys on that base at the same time. So Jaramillo strikes out. 11 strikeouts in the game. So the other part of this, we got a lot of strikeouts. 61 pitches. We're almost to the last inning.
Yeah, he's been really efficient. Giving up 5 hits too.
Top of the order, Thomas Sarmiento. Third base coach doing to Sarmiento what John has talked about a lot. Keep your head in there. Let's hit it back up the middle.
Yeah, keep that front shoulder in.
That front shoulder opens and you get that pitch.
Yeah.
No chance.
And that's it. It's easier said than done. You know,
yeah.
you got kids throwing at this high velocity.
I'm back on the dugout.
Yeah, well,
standing there.
I'm hoping to be the coach.
We got a dozen strikeouts. We're through 5. South Korea, Panama with New York and Tennessee coming up.
ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great. And in part by the 2017 Ford Fusion, the beauty of a well-made choice.
You totaled your brand new car.
It's about hitting the longest home run or firing the hardest fastball. It's about putting your fears aside and just going for it.
Seom Kwon. It is back at the wall and over the wall. That ball is driven to right field and it is gone. Do we have another one? Yes, we do. A long fly. Third home run of the day for South Korea. Kwon, he's the number 2 hitter, a 2-run home run. And then in the same inning, Kim with a 2-run home run, followed up by solo shot from Wante Cho in the 3rd. 3 home runs. Choi's been unbelievable on the mound, 12 Ks. No earned runs, and Panama has found themselves in a hole. They got one back in the bottom of the 5th, but they're down by 5, so we got to prevent any runs from scoring, and we're going to get some magic going. This is a great lesson, though, in baseball. You have the 2 power arms get lit up, and all of a sudden they brought in Bethencourt, and they can't get anything going against him.
Yeah, but he's throwing strikes. He's changing speeds. You know, 80 miles an hour is great if you can command it.
Ball.
And just as you say, he's commanding his pitches. He's 2-0.
Well, he's got the leadoff hitter, Jung Tuk Roo. There you go. Way to go get it. Edouard, nice diving catch.
Started his ball game out in center field, comes in and has thrown a ton of strikes, and says, I'll take care of it myself. Dives for the first out of the inning.
Jun Ho Young bats in the 2 spot. Kwon, the home run hitter, will sit down. Don't forget the United States Championship game, 3:30 Eastern Time, about 45 minutes or so from now. This one is driven to center field, and just before the track, it's caught out there by Jose Torres. We're up. We're all up. We're getting ready. We realize we're in the 6th inning. It's getting close. The blue and the gold, the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast, been hanging out for a long time, and now we're ready to just about play baseball.
Well, Bear made the trip.
What a buddy.
Good pitch. Called the ball to Sangyeon Park.
Foul.
Got to get the fans working here. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s.
It's a good idea right there. Hydrate.
Ball.
5'3" on the mound, 99 pounds. Maybe a little generous with a 5'3", but at the plate 5'11".
195.
195. Yep. Let's get the old 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy, different height, weight thing going. Fans waiting for a souvenir if they can get one on a 3-1, 3-2. Looks like one of these United States teams are going to be playing South Korea for the Little League World Series Championship. Good job. Give Edouard Bethencourt a round of applause. He's been outstanding. And we'll continue with Panama's last chance with the Little League World Series continuing after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Blimp aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And an ideal day here in South Williamsport for the Little League World Series U.S. and International Championship games. South Korea leading Panama 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And as soon as this game concludes, got about 30 minutes in between them, and that's what the fans have come out to Williamsport to see. The majority of them will be rooting for a good game, and then they will pick sides, and so many just from nearby Endwell, New York, about 115 miles away. And you know, down in the southeast, Goodlettsville, Nashville, the rest of the country down there will be rooting for the kids from Tennessee. Should be a great game. They've been outstanding teams all week long. Last ups for Panama, Leonardo Bernal, the catcher. 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order for Panama. Takes up Moffitt, shortstop charges and makes it look easy. Good throw and a good hold of the bag by Wante Cho. Because of the home runs, guys, and the fact that the starter's still on, it's felt like a very lopsided 7-2 game, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It just, Yu-Bin Choi's just been dominant. You know, a couple runs, but it's not like the team from Panama squaring up balls and hitting them in the gaps.
Look at the walks. No walks, 12 strikeouts.
He's thrown 66 pitches and 54 of them have been strikes. That's an 82% clip.
Pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. He has yet to walk a guy in this Little League World Series.
Saving your best material for the end of the game. I like it.
Well, you had to let the game play out.
I love it.
If I'd have said that in the first inning, you're like, okay, he's only pitched 2 innings.
Single off the bat of Carlos Gonzalez. Last time we saw him running the bases, he hit a ball in the left and sprinted for a double to second.
He has 3 knocks.
Good player. 3 for 3 today.
And that was the hardest hit ball they've had. Even the double down the line, he kind of got out in front of him.
Let's see if Esmit Pineda's got one more bolt in that bat.
You wouldn't mind seeing that.
No, I'd like to see that.
75-mile-an-hour fastball, and he catches it clean.
Esmit Pineda made a name for himself here. How about what the Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez is doing? He hit another home run today. So he's got 11 home runs in 23 games for the New York Yankees.
And I'm sure there's some will say, well, why wasn't he in the big leagues all year?
Yep. Oh, no, there definitely will be some saying that.
He'd have had 75 homers by now. And 198 RBIs.
Be a good year.
Yeah,
be a very good year.
It would be, probably might throw him in the MVP race.
0-2, and Pineda's not going to have it happen in that at bat. You may see Esmit Pineda again with the kids from Panama. Only 11 years old. He'll be at the center of just about every all-star team coming out of the Aguadulce area.
He's got a chance to make the club next year.
Yeah, I think he's can pencil himself in. Last chance, Joaquin Tejada. Strike one. Just misses away. The Asia Pacific Regional Tournament was played in South Korea. We're so used to seeing Chinese Taipei here. They beat Chinese Taipei 7-6 in their regional championship game. But now one strike away from being the international champions again. Oh!
Gotta love that. 2 strikes, 1 strike away from being the international champions, and throws a dart on the outside part of the plate.
Take something off of that. Yoo-Bin Choi strikes out 13. Korea does it again. They are your international World Series champions. That was as dominant a pitching performance as we've seen in a long time. No walks, 13 strikeouts.
And just 3 days after South Korea got 1 hit against this team from Panama, today they get 11. 3 home runs, 7 runs, and they move on to the World Series championship game tomorrow.
And I shorted them one. He had 14 strikeouts in the game. 2 in the last inning.
And I'm sure that after they shake hands, the celebration will get a little more grand than it was. They just basically walked off, shook each other's hands, and paying respects to the fans from Panama right now.
Well, they keep coming. They keep winning. They've been here now 4 times, and they got a chance to take home their 4th Little League World Series title. 3 Eastern time, South Korea. They just now see the team from Tennessee and New York taking the field. They'll start their warm-ups. South Korea will pick up another international championship banner. And a few family members who actually made the trip.
You're getting their most out of this one.
Enjoying it all, exactly. Photographer went universal language. Let's get the little guys in the front, tall guys in the back. Second time in 3 years, South Korea represents the Asia Pacific region. And for the second time in 3 years, they're looking to win it all. And by the way, just because Yoo-Bin Choi threw the complete game with 14 strikeouts, they still have a couple of other options for tomorrow. Not like they're out of pitchers.
No, they're not. I mean, it's all the strikeouts that have been racked up by this team from South Korea have come from 5 different kids. So there are plenty more arms ready to go tomorrow.
Could be Wante Cho, who threw 5 innings and no earned runs, struck out 10. It could be Junho Jong, who struck out 11, walked a couple in 4 1/3. Whoever it is, Tennessee or New York, they'll be in for a battle. 7-2 the final score as the kids from Seoul, South Korea knock off the boys from Panama, and that ends the international tournament. The 8 teams down to 1. Our Little League U.S. Championship comes up in just a moment. Tennessee and New York.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.